everyone. Welcome to our podcast. We're all assembled here to discuss some of the top transfer targets that are completed until now across Europe. Yeah, hope you really like the episode. Will be There could be heated debates as well because some of the transfers that are completed are actually belong to some of our respective teams. So yeah,
And the
let's kick.
rivals.
So, so yeah, Abhay, you can kick off the proceedings.
Right.
The Jogekar. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So we finally had a signing, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
We were behind Bellingham so much that we did not get him, and we finally went for McAllister, which I'm very happy with that, honestly. Our midfield
Has
needed
money for
a really
Bellingham,
big
huh?
overhaul. Uh-huh.
Liverpool has money for Bellingham.
Uh, See, we have money for everybody until the transfer window comes, and then suddenly everybody is costly.
I
So I
can
don't
see fire
know.
already.
Competing with Real
So,
Madrid, huh? Even in Champions League, you're not succeeding.
see
And so
what I
transfer
feel,
market.
Oh, by the way, good point. Bellingham told us. Bellingham apparently said that he saw the final between Madrid and Liverpool, and based on that, he decided that Madrid was a better destination. And I was like, dude, are you fucking serious
Man,
right now?
you cannot
That
win with
match,
Real Madrid
we
anywhere.
dominated and lost.
Anywhere you cannot compete with Real Madrid, it seems.
No.
Dude, seriously,
No, but
I want to go to transfer fast, but we have this thing with Madrid, where it's just not working out with them for some reason.
I just have one question. I've not seen.
Yeah,
I've seen McAllister, but I have a question, right?
yeah.
My question is, what is his profile, and is he actually that good? Because he was being made out as a really good player because he won the World Cup and whatnot. But how does he fit in with Liverpool?
Just from how he did for Brighton last season, I think he had some 10 odd goals and 2 assists, something like that. Good for a midfielder. But more important than that, the way he plays, I think that fits a lot more to how Klopp plays. So we had this player till last season, Naby Keita, which we expected him to be the guy who drives forwards with the ball, who makes the key passes. But he's also good at tackles.
So
So
do you think?
McAllister is
So do you
very
think
similar
Klopp
profile
sees
actually.
him as the same profile as
I
Naby
feel
Keita?
like that Klopp has been, wanting to put Nabi into the main team, and I've seen Nabi play, and when he plays really good, and I've seen our team play really well with Nabi, and I feel like that profile, whenever Nabi is out, that profile is
Yeah,
missing in our team, and now with
absolutely.
McAllister, Klopp is trying to fill that. Last year, if you've seen Curtis Jones play, Curtis is the kind of guy who moves forward with the ball, who has technical ability as well. And McAllister, I feel like, is more polished. I should not compare him to Curtis actually, but he is very polished. His season with Brighton was fantastic, and I feel
Yep.
like he'll fit the Klopp's version of the game very, very well. And the really good thing is, he's not made of paper, man. With Nabi,
So
that's what the problem we
box to
had.
box midfielder it is then McAllister, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so you've got your signing. I guess that's the kind of signing Liverpool needed because they were very light in that midfield department with Henderson aging, Fabinho losing his legs, not
yeah.
in literal sense. Sorry, Jogeker, if you get offended by that. So yeah, he's lost some pace. But yeah,
Yeah.
I believe with McAllister, Liverpool have got got a good
Abhay,
grab.
We do need more though.
The profile of McAllister, is he kind of a number 8 for you, or somebody who does who occasionally goes into the box at right time to convert few goals? Is he a ball
I
carrier?
He is a ball carrier actually. He is more of a kind of guy who will hold the ball itself, but he would drive with the ball if given the opportunity. So yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, um, okay. Does he is he a really good passer? Can he break the line for Liverpool?
From honestly, I've not seen Braden play that much. From what I've seen, he's a really good passer. At least statistically, his passing is 88% at this point. So I feel like that his passing game is good. Even from defensive side of the things, his tackling is almost 6%, which is pretty good considering that he's more forward minded than anything else. So
Yeah.
in all, in Klopp's team, you have to even if you're a midfielder, you have to do your forward job, but you have to come back as well. So you have to have that defensive ability and keep a
Workload
forward ability.
is the most important thing for Klopp.
Workhorse is exactly the most thing. And I think one thing that I forgot to mention is that his injury record is pretty big, very good, which I think is what we're missing with Navi. So yeah, finally,
But
I guess
This
I
is
just
very
hope
so big
important for
upgrade
Liverpool.
on Navigator then.
very
Yeah.
big upgrade. I just hope like it just works out the way that we want, because Klopp's game, as we know, is very intense. But it really helps that his history is good.
Yeah. So Manish, what's your take on this McAllister transfer? Where do you see it as a success for Liverpool in that regards?
I think, yeah, because he's a proven player in the Premier League. So
Yeah.
he's not out of the box, or he's not like from any other league. Okay, they tried for Bellingham, they didn't get it. Okay, McAllister, okay, Brighton, World Cup winner. Okay, World Cup winner is a different thing, but he's a proven player in Premier League. So I think it will work out. But he still needs some quality around him to work.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
we
I
haven't
love
seen a
the
lot of
way
quality
Klopp.
from Liverpool this season.
Yeah.
But
So
we
I
have
love
to
the
see.
way Klopp, the diversion in his comments in his presser, right? When he was asked, right, um, uh, you are missing out on the Champions League. What's your take on that? Yeah. So what? Instead of Wednesday nights, it's Thursday and Friday nights. I mean,
No,
looks like
that's
he's
the magic
taking,
of Klopp.
Yeah, that's
Remember
magic of
what he
Klopp.
said last year? Last year when he was asked, he was said, "Where are the finals?
Uh,
Istanbul.
to-
Okay, book the hotels."
to-
yeah,
That's what he
that's
said.
that's what I
Yeah,
actually
that's Klopp
meant.
for you.
That's
Oh
classic
my
Klopp for
God.
you. I mean, he will take it
But you
on
need
his stride.
but you need
I'm
characters
telling
like
you
him,
this,
right?
when he said that, I believed him 100%.
Yeah.
He said, "Get ready
Even
for
I
Istanbul."
believed
I
him.
was
Yeah.
ready with flags. That's how much I believed him.
Manish already pulling legs.
What did he say?
Yeah, and one more thing,
he's
you were
he's
saying
talking
that
about a brothel though.
no, and he was, and the thing about like people talking about clubs after getting signed. You said Bellingham said that he watched the match between Real Madrid and Liverpool. I somewhere I heard that McAllister said, "Okay, I wanted to play in Europe, but I would like to play in Europa League first, and then I'll move on to Champions League." Did he say that?
Really?
Or,
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. At least I'm not read it.
But
So,
do you blame
okay,
Bellingham, Abhay?
Sorry?
yeah. So,
Blame Bellingham for not
so-
joining Liverpool.
so
Do I
okay.
blame Bellingham?
One
Okay.
thing is decided. One thing we all actually agree on here, based on everyone's comment, is that McAllister has turned out to be a pretty good deal for Liverpool, and actually a cut price deal for a World Cup
Yeah,
winner
that's
who has
exactly.
actually
Yeah.
performed well for Brighton as well under De Zerbi. So yeah, pretty good deal for Liverpool. So I mean, if we would rate it now 9 out of 10 for now, it will be an absolute perfect 10 out of 10 if he performs well in the next season. So now
We don't
our
want him.
next transfer target will be about, let's take a pick, Havertz to Arsenal. So Maheshwari
Yeah.
is all
Right,
woken
right,
up right now.
right.
So yeah, I'll let you go first.
Yeah. So I was looking at the deal, and at first I was like, wow, that's a lot of money for someone who's not played that well, right?
Hmm.
And then I looked at the dynamics of the deal. So the only reason we were so quick onto it was
Yeah.
the fact that the deal is for around 60 odd millions, 60 odd million plus 5 million
Good
add-ons.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's a good deal, but
Yeah.
it's a good deal the way it's structured. So
Okay.
this season we spend around 17 million pounds. That gives us more money to spend on
On
the
that.
rest of the players, right? And interestingly, Real Madrid also had a look at him. Bayern also had a look at him
Mhm.
in this window itself. And I mean, Real Madrid found him a little exorbitant, which is okay, whatever. So because I looked at him and I was like, what is happening here? He's not had such a good season. I wanted him for probably 40 or 50 million, pounds. I thought that was good. If you look at Havertz, right around 2017, 2018, right?
Yeah.
Germany, he was the next big thing.
Yeah.
The next big thing. They
When he
were
was
like,
playing for Leverkusen. Yeah.
yeah, Leverkusen. But interestingly, for Leverkusen, he always played as a second striker. That's where his goals and assists came from.
Yeah.
Cut to, let's say, cut to
Man,
the
I
time when-
remember talking to you a lot about Havertz and Sancho. They were during the same time,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Similar
yeah,
time.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So Howard's, the thing with Howard's is his first touch is amazing. Amazing. Right?
Amazing. Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elite
Absolutely.
first touch.
Elite
His
first touch.
passing is decent. Pretty recent. He can cut lines, but there are certain things which have gone unnoticed, and I've seen in the last few years, even at Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
He can receive the ball on the half turn, and that's a great skill to have. The thing that is not good about him is his shooting, right? He does not have power in his shoots at all. And then you look at his volleys and you'll be like, what is happening here? Because his volleys are so damn good. So damn good, it's not even funny. But his shots have no power, man. And I'm like,
Amit, I don't know what happens to Amit when an Arsenal fan is speaking. I mean, he's dying to, blurt something out of his mouth. Yeah,
No.
man, I'll give you the opportunity to do that, Amit. Go ahead.
But my thing with Havertz is we have taken him to play as a number eight. Number
Yeah.
eight, that's what we are looking for. Another thing good with Havertz is he can play in Odegaard's role as well because he's creative enough.
Yeah.
And since we are low on numbers, he could probably also play as a false nine for us. And because of his shooting ability, I just went through the numbers, and he has underperformed his XG by minus 4.8, which is like 5 goals. He should have actually scored 5 goals more.
Yeah.
But looking through the numbers from 2017 to 18, this is how he's performed in his XG, minus 0.6, which is like doable. You can deal with that. But he had plus 4.3 in 2018 to 2019. 2019 to 2020, he had plus 2.6, which is also he's overperforming. Then he came to Chelsea and it became minus 1.5, followed by minus 0.7, followed by last season where he really missed out.
Understandable. Yeah, last
It's
season.
around minus 4.8. But if you look through the season, right? It's around minus 0.7, which is doable.
Yeah.
And I believe Amit wants to say something, right?
I'll let the Spurs fan speak because I want some quick banter, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What do you believe Abhay has gone wrong with Howard? Is it so? He was good in Germany, is what I get out of what you're saying, right?
Great at Germany.
Sorry?
He was great at Germany.
He was great at Germany. So is it the pressure of PL, maybe the intensity of PL that has gone to it, or maybe the position of where he's being employed, or is the type of play that Chelsea was playing in like past few years that has gone wrong for him?
It's a bit of all that you have said. Firstly, Havertz is not a guy who's going to take a man on from a standing start, and they were trying to play him on the wings. Chelsea tried to play him on the wings at some certain point of time. They played him on as a false nine as well, right? At no point of time did they decide, okay, you know what, let's try to play him as a number 10.
Yeah.
Right? Or no time did they play him as a number 8 as well, right? And the advantage about Kai Havertz, as I said, was his first touch, right? His first touch is his advantage, and usually the way he takes on his man is he's got pretty long legs. First touch, he brings the ball down, and the second touch, he pushes the ball into space, and that's how he takes his man on. Interestingly, I had a few stats with respect to Havertz, and it's in 2022, 2023. I'm talking about the entire Premier League. He has the second highest runs, right? His attacking runs into the third, into the D is also in the third position. Runs challenging the back line were in the 5th position. This is the entire Premier League I'm talking about, remember. And runs targeted by passes was second in the Premier League. So off the ball, the things he does is often overlooked, right? Often overlooked. And if he comes and plays, and I think he's going to take up Xhaka's place. Xhaka is going to Leverkusen, it seems. And that's what we want from our number 8 to make runs into the box.
Look, what I can tell you, Abhay, is that I guess we've heard enough of your stats. So what I wanted to mention here is that from what I've seen of Havertz, both for Germany, I mean the national team, and for Chelsea, is that he doesn't finish his chances, even the simpler ones. I mean, he's an upgrade on Werner, Timo Werner. You know, right? Timo Werner, how he misses chances. So he's an upgrade a little bit on Werner, but that finishing thing is still not there. But I believe in Arteta's system. I would rate him a 7 out of 10 transfer because Arteta may get the best out of him, considering Gabriel Jesus is already there. He could play off of him, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
right?
One more
Yeah.
question I
No,
have. What is
Amit, yeah,
work rate,
go ahead.
what is defensive work rate for him, right?
Oh,
Does he do his defensive chores, Havertz?
yeah.
Does he
So, so for Chelsea, right? For Chelsea, he had the most duels won last season, most duel ones last season, and most possession won in the final third, right?
Okay.
Most aerial duels ones as well. So those are the things that people do not see. And for a guy who is 6'3", 6'4", it's
Quite
amazing.
tall. Yeah,
It's
quite
Oh, he's
good
tall.
tall,
to
man.
have him
He's tall. Yeah.
in the final third, and if he's making runs like he's making, right? And the way we play football, I think he's going to
He's
take.
going to go. Yeah,
And it's a
same
lot about
similar opinion.
confidence also
I'm
with
fine with the
footballers.
stats, but I'm fine with the stats, but I want to understand, does he go um, go end to end to the pitch while defending? Does he fall?
He's a runner basically.
Is
From
he a runner?
down
Correct.
there. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
Is
Yeah,
he a runner?
Abhay,
he's a runner, all right. But there are a few things. If you get him in one-on-one with Dan Burns for a header, he's ducking out. He's not that guy who's going to be pushing him, right?
Yeah.
He's not that guy.
And also,
Abhay,
that's not his job. Arteta is also going to identify his strengths. I would like to hear more from Jogekar and Manish as to how do they see this transfer to Arsenal.
Manish, you go first.
yeah, Abhay, there's also one more question that I'd like to ask. There is a lot of talk about balance in the team with right-footed players and left-footed players, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think signing Havertz or why Arsenal is going for Havertz is also because there might be different tactics to what Arteta wants to employ? I mean, like we have seen Saka play wide on the right, and you obviously have Odegaard in the center. But do you think Havertz will also be playing somewhere on the right side of the field? Like he has
Okay.
played on that side for Chelsea. He has scored that Champions League goal also, final goal also. So do you think that is also a reason? Is there a reason like that? Or it's just who's available will get in that kind
No,
of
no, no.
signing?
It's firstly to do with the structure that we got him, right? In terms of finances. Secondly, it's also to do with the fact the way we play football, we play with a lone man pivot in midfield. We used to play with Partey, right? And then Zinchenko used to invert to help him out.
Yeah.
But going forward, Xhaka used to make runs into the D, final third runs from behind the defense and whatnot. And Odegaard used to be on the right half space, and Xhaka used to be on the left half space or coming inside a little bit. So Havertz essentially will replace Xhaka, right? The good thing about Havertz is, in case we need to place him in a different place, we can put him. But primarily, he's coming as a left-sided number 8 for us, who's going to make runs into the boxes.
Jogekar, what do you think of the transfer? Quickly, I mean, how do you rate the transfer?
I feel like, see, based on, I think, just from the money point of view, when I felt that was a little bit on the higher side, but I think they have a structure for that, so maybe it worked out for them. Havertz was, I was basically very, not, I wouldn't say fan, but I liked what he did in Leverkusen. But obviously, Chelsea did not do that well, and maybe his stats are not, his probably gameplay is not reflecting that much. But for Arsenal, I feel like it's more 7 to 8 because I don't know if how Arteta will actually use him. That's probably is the key for them currently.
Actually, based on the exact point that you mentioned, I also wanted to say that I don't know, for some reason I just am putting a little bit of faith in Arteta because of the system and the players that he has improved, even Jorginho, right? So I have this mad feeling that Havertz could be one of the good transfers for Arsenal this season.
See,
Okay, so
he's
guys,
talented for sure, right? Yeah. Just wanted
So
to
guys-
stop with
Add
that,
one
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So he's a versatile player, so that might add up to what Arteta is trying to do.
Yeah.
Havertz can be deployed because they are now competing on multiple fronts, so they will need a player
Mhm.
that can play multiple places wherever it's
True.
required.
Let's
So,
not discuss about how they lost out on the title. So yeah, good reinforcements there, boys.
I mean,
I will
now that
not
you're
let you speak. I will not let you speak.
no, no, no.
Speak. I'm just going to the next transfer.
this
Yeah.
duel is won by
Yeah.
Rajesh. Abhay.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
The
So
war is
our,
mine.
what the so name a different transfer which we would like to discuss.
I mean,
You know
I
what?
would like to know about Jude Bellingham actually.
Yeah. Let's discuss Jude Bellingham then. So what do you think of the transfer? Anyone wants to
First, let
go
Abhay
first?
try a little. Then we will go for.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, that guy has covered more about Bellingham than McAllister during his time while he had the time to speak. So yeah, I'll let Amit go first.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Bellingham transfer and why he chose Madrid? It's a
Yeah.
no-brainer, I know, but still,
Just
shed some
out
light.
Because I believe he has watched the final between Liverpool and Real Madrid. That's why he chosen.
Yeah, yeah. And he decided to go to a team that
He
did not
just
play
don't
well
want
for
to
him.
reach final.
Hey
He
man,
wants
you
to
can't copy notes from Abhay Jogekars, man. You should not be doing that.
sorry,
Yeah.
like a good friend of mine once quoted. I want to re-quote that.
No, it's actually Bellingham who said that, not Abhay. So you can do
Bellingham.
that.
Yeah, so basically, I would say if Real Madrid, exactly the same concept, right? If Real Madrid comes calling, you don't say no to it.
Yeah.
Right. It guarantees you trophies. It guarantees you a
Money,
good, uh, even money.
Stardom, my friend,
stardom.
Yeah.
That should be the first point, actually.
And also,
Stardom.
man, if it's better to compete in Champions League with Real Madrid than in Europa with Liverpool. So
pot shots, take it, boom, boom.
Best freaking bit of this.
The only
episode.
the only thing ironic about is that a Spurs fan is saying that to me. That's it.
we don't want Bellingham. And
Man.
we don't want. Okay. So
The difference between Spurs and a Liverpool fan, both are in the Europa League. The only difference is that Spurs are open to it. Marlo, jitna marna.
do you feel, Abhay, that what would you have liked in your team, a Bellingham or a McAllister?
See what everybody was behind him because like how good he was for Dortmund, and I think it's more with Liverpool. You know, the thing is also a little bit emotional as well. That the way he is a fan of Gerrard and how he showed love for Liverpool, so that also connects basically the fans to a particular player as well. But he's fantastic. He's been fantastic for Dortmund, so everybody wanted him. I feel like that McAllister. And now we have got him, so I'd say that he's a better signing than Bellingham. But it does depend on basically if we would have gotten him, Klopp would have made the best out of him. But at this point, probably from two perspectives, money perspective is one thing. Maybe we'll get two midfielders for the same price. And the second thing is definitely, I mean, we got McAllister. He's a great guy. He's a great player as well. So I just
Man, on a serious note, let me
about-
tell you this. McAllister, I mean, I knew he was a Liverpool guy much before the transfer, and I'll tell you why. Brighton away
Raheem
game,
sources.
Brighton away game, we lost in the final minute of the game. Okay, beyond injury time, basically final minutes of injury time. Okay, they got a penalty, which he scored. Okay, the way he celebrated, no, it just, I mean, my blood boiled. And that is the exact feeling. That is the exact feeling I got when Gerrard had scored a goal and kissed the camera at Old Trafford. I mean, I just knew. Match made in heaven, I guess.
And then United fans cried beyond injury time.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah, and then Gerrard slipped and gave away the title.
Yeah, Mbappe is coming, Manish. Mbappe is coming. Coming to Real Madrid and Bellingham, so basically, I think it was called for. Real Madrid's midfield is aging, and they need replacements or a future for players like Modric and Cruz. They have too
They're
many
doing it every year.
Camavingas in there, but I believe Bellingham is a complete different player. He is more box to box. He can cut the passing lines as well.
Yeah.
So Bellingham is a much more natural replacement for the players like Modric. So basically, I think it's a good bet for Bellingham.
Easily the
No.
much more.
I wouldn't agree with the fact that he can replace Modric, because I like Bellingham. I think he's great. He's like when he's got the ball in his feet and he's running with it, he can dribble, he can
I
shield,
lost
he can do
you.
all of that really well. But his first touch is abysmal, as in abysmal for the price that he's being sold at. I'm not a big fan of his first touch, and Modric had a first touch of heaven, bro.
Okay,
So-
I'll ask you, Abhay. For that exact price, if Arsenal were linked to Bellingham, would you not take him in the blink of an eye?
No,
You
No.
would not.
I
Okay,
would not.
fine.
I would not.
Okay, all right. Okay, fair enough. But
But
I personally think,
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
No,
Finish that thought.
I think he's a good player, but he's a box to box, right? He's
Yeah.
a box to box for me, and I think I can get better players at not better players similar to him at a better price, right? And my only gripe with Bellingham is his first touch. That's it.
No, it's the first
And
touch,
he
but
will
then
be a
you have to
superstar
consider.
only-
Then you have to consider his age. The age he's at is not even
has a
20
ceiling.
yet,
No,
and
No, but
he does more things right than wrong. So that is one big point. And for 100 million, I am sold, man. You will
He has a
get
high
10, 12
ceiling,
years
man.
out the
He has
highest
a
level
good
from him.
potential.
And Manish, please go ahead. Yeah, what
And
is your
he
take?
will thrive because of Modric and Cruz in that team. He cannot replace Modric straight away. I mean, he's not a replacement for Modric.
No, of course,
Because of
if
passes-
Ancelotti
passes
makes him
Modric.
a left back like he did for to Camavinga, obviously he is no one's replacement. There is no one's replacement.
but
But
it's
you have to-
But Real Madrid have so
forward,
many
right?
options in midfield now.
So
They
many
also have
options.
Valverde. They have Valverde. Like when they signed Camavinga, this was what
They're extending Ceballos'
That-
contract. Ceballos.
oh my god, that guy's a fucking Beyblade, man. That can just move
They have
like this,
lot
like
of-
this, like this.
There are so many midfielders. I don't know how they are going to play, but yeah, they will find out a way to play.
Yeah.
And for a club like Real Madrid, you need to have these many players of this much quality.
That's why they
Look at
compete.
Man City.
Yeah.
Look at Man City. They're going to perform in all the trophies or all the competitions they are going to play in. So they need this bench strength. So it's a good signing. Hey, it's a Real Madrid signing. You cannot.
It's
say
a Real
bad
Madrid
signing.
signing.
It has
Yeah.
to be a good
Yeah.
signing. Yeah.
Yeah. Marquee signing,
They will-
as we
have
call
to
it.
forget, you
signs
know,
all the
as-
young,
They got
young
what
good
they
talent.
needed,
These days, Real Madrid signs all the young good talent, and Barcelona goes for the people who are just out of contract.
Nice perspective there.
good point, yeah.
It's fun. It's
And-
fun to watch Abhay Jogekar out here because he's smiling through his tears like that. I'm like, yeah, beautiful. Manish is-
Beautiful. What a wonderful sight.
50 million बच गए 50 million बच गए.
See, that's what I'm saying, you know. See, inside
Half the
I'm like,
price.
inside I'm like, dude, you know, you broke my heart, but outside I'm like, 50 millions are saved. I'm going to do something else.
With
Anyway, you know,
with
from Real Madrid point of view,
guys.
we have to. I'll just complete a thought. That's it.
Yeah, sure,
About
sure.
Kroos
Go ahead.
and Modric, as good as these guys are, right?
Yeah.
They are almost at the end of their career, and they are playing for a team like Madrid. So obviously, Madrid is going to look for younger talent, and
Absolutely.
they are going to be there to obviously impart their knowledge on the younger people. But Madrid, as always, they are always ready for the next challenge, and they'll always preempt everything, and they'll start with the younger players. So
Yeah.
as
They
Samir
preempt
said,
everything and prepare for the future. Wonderful point.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what Madrid is.
So, based on what Amit mentioned about Gundogan, so that is the next player that we are going to discuss, guys. So yeah, I mean, the fall from grace. Can we call it like that? The Barcelona way. Is it the Barcelona way of going after
Just
players
lift La
nowadays?
Liga, man. Barcelona just lift La Liga.
Yeah.
No. I am talking about transfers. So the
Hmm.
way they are going after players, right? Do you call it a fall from grace from a transfers
They don't have
viewpoint?
money for anything right now. They have to ask people to go away just so that they cannot pay it. Why do you think? So there's a reason stated somewhere that why Messi did not join Barca. was because few people, they had to cancel the contracts to get those wages.
No,
Uh,
Messi said it himself actually.
Yeah,
I
right?
don't want my team to be put in a situation where they have to lessen the contracts because of
Cancel
me.
the contract so that I can come in. So he's
Correct,
not going to
100%
do
right.
that.
Yeah.
Interestingly, so the first choice target was Cancelo for the right back, left back position,
That's
and
Cancelo, sorry.
yeah. Okay. Oh my God, my Portuguese friend with that mustache that you've got going for yourself. Huh? You feel a lot
So,
of
so
Portuguese today.
is it
Hey.
Rajesh or Rahesh? What should I call
Rahesh.
Next
Oh,
transfer is
yeah.
Rahesh. Okay, next transfer is
Okay.
Rahesh.
Yeah.
Let's be on Gundogan for now. Yeah, Abhay, go ahead.
No, but the thing is, so they came out and said that City are not willing to send to us. The actual thing was City were like, we are not going to send him out on loan. Please buy him from us.
Hmm.
So they are trying to twist statements here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And their FFP problems are really bad, like
Really
really bad. And now what they are expecting is that the player will be on their knees. Please take me or take us. And what happens to the selling club? It doesn't matter to them. They are trying all the books, all the tricks in their books, and whatever they can do. But their
I mean, like,
condition is
Abhay,
not.
you're,
But yeah, we
the
should
way you're
say
saying it, like,
Gundogan is quality, man.
Yeah,
Gundogan
Yeah.
is
agreed.
a quality player.
Agreed.
Gundogan's quality, yeah, agreed. But Manish, question for you. Do you think, I mean, players, I believe since last season with all the problems, with all the levers getting pulled, Barcelona selling some of their TV rights stake and all that,
Yeah, oh
they're
God,
trying
that
to
was
make
a lot
money
of
out
people
of
getting married at Camp
anything.
Nou.
So question for
Yeah.
so question for you here is that is Barcelona still a lucrative lucrative place to go? Do they still, I mean, do players actually look forward to joining Barcelona and having it on their CV?
Yeah, they do because they have won the La Liga. I mean, like they promised Lewandowski, they promised Rafinha, they even promised Frankie De Jong, and they
Yeah,
delivered.
they
So, for a
delivered.
player's perspective, yeah, you get to play in the Champions League. Although they dropped out of Champions League, went into Europa League, and then got knocked out by United. Okay, that's a different story. But they started in Champions League. So
Based
again,
on
they
the,
will start in Champions League. So it is a good prospect for a player.
So
yeah,
But from the technical, the money point of view, I don't know what is going to happen because they still owe Frankie Dion is 19 million. And the way you guys are saying they don't have money, they need to cut somebody's salaries. You're giving me hope, man. You're giving me hope for Frankie
you're
Dion
giving
to
me
United.
again. He has
No, no.
see.
United
Based on
we
your,
already
we
we
are on
already have a
Gundogan.
thumbnail by the way.
No,
Frankie
hold on,
Dion
hold
to
on.
United.
We were on Gundogan.
No.
He has twisted the story to Frankie De Jong to United.
To United.
Bro,
I'm not
Brilliant.
twisting it.
he's
Hats
on a
off, man.
different
Dedication,
tangent
man.
altogether.
Tangent.
Dedication, man.
No,
Dedication.
Gundogan
United
from
transfer
Man
villain.
City to Barca is a very good signing. But
Yeah.
the way you guys are saying, that's what gave me hope.
No, but,
That's what I said.
Okay,
But-
okay.
but-
So
but I
not
It
on
is a
that.
very good
Free
signing.
transfer,
Very good
right?
signing.
At
Very
least
good
we're
signing
talking
because
about at least we
Yeah.
are talking about done transfers, right? If we are talking about hot and upcoming transfers, according to Manish, everybody goes to United only.
Exactly.
Okay. So okay, a question to all of you guys. So
Mhm.
look, Barcelona have won the title.
Mhm.
So based on everyone's take on this particular transfer and how they are working on free transfers and cannot or do not have the ability to go after the Bellinghams or the Mbappes, right? That is for sure. So
Mhm.
Barca winning the title. In everyone's comment, I heard this particular phrase: Barca won the title. So yeah, it is still a lucrative option. So you must have seen, guys, right? So in everyone's contract, Kunde and FDJ, everyone's contract, there is a clause that if they fail to, pay the salaries or something, the player would immediately become a free transfer and could go back or join any. I mean, Barcelona would not have any control over the player. Some of the clause, some of the news that I've read for Kunde especially, that I've read
Okay.
that if they are not able to register a player after buying them, so they could go
Mhm.
back to the parent club or could join anyone on a free transfer and Barca
lot
would
of hope.
lose all of the
Lot of hope,
money.
Rajesh. Lot of hope.
A lot
No,
of hope.
no,
That the second point. Do you think Barcelona winning the title will enhance their chances of signing more players?
Uh, I think I would like to say that even last year when they were in the dumps, right?
Yeah,
I get it that they won the title, but before that they didn't. Even when they were in the dumps, I think there's some prestige about Barcelona still left that attracts
exactly.
the players,
Yes,
right?
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
the right
Irrespective
thing. Yeah,
of the financial payout, right? They're thinking, oh, I'll have Barcelona in my CV,
yes,
and
exactly.
that is still attractive to them.
That is still
That is
Yes.
still
attractive. Yeah.
attractive to them, no matter how much we say ill things about the finances and whatnot. The player is thinking, you know what, this is a very very prestigious club, and I would like to have my name out here.
See, there
That
is
is
still
true.
the essence of football, which I have mentioned multiple times. Gundogan was approached by the Saudi clubs. He did
Mm.
not go there. So
Yeah.
such is the pull of Barcelona. I just wanted to make this point that Gundogan wanted to end his career, at least the final years of his prime, he wanted to
Mm.
spend in Barcelona, even though he has won everything now. He has won the treble, multiple titles in England at the highest level. Even if he doesn't win anything at Barcelona, he still has Barcelona on his CV. So, yeah, I mean, great transfer. So, how do you guys rate the transfer for Barcelona with whatever players that they have, with the likes of Gavi, with the likes of Pedri in midfield? Where do you think Gundogan fits in to that entire setup?
I
Oh,
mean,
by the way, one more important point. Lewandowski and Gundogan are getting reunited at Barcelona.
right?
Right,
And
right, yeah.
United.
more importantly, Barcelona has also lost on Busquets.
Mm.
The Gundogan is an old head that comes into that team, gives
Yeah.
them guidance. You've got Pedri, Gavi, who are young. Kessie is also a little youngish in terms of,
26. Yeah.
right. So I
Yeah.
think in terms of for Barcelona, I guess it's a 10 on 10, unless and until he's not messing up with
And
their
Gundogan,
wages and
No,
people
you
are
as
having
per
hold
to
on.
our
Yeah,
Gundogan
even
can
I
play
feel
anywhere
that.
in the
Yeah.
Question to Amit. Hold on. Question to Amit. Like Abhay mentioned, right? He Busquets went, so Gundogan comes in. Do you think uh, his role in Barcelona will be different or filling up that Busquets role? I don't think so.
I don't
What's your
believe
take?
it. What I think is Gundogan is a very good signing because he can play anywhere in the midfield, right? He can
Yeah.
play
I was going
defensive
to
Yeah.
say
role,
that.
he
Yes.
can do
Yeah.
a box to box. He can
Mm.
be a person that can be there in the box to just hit the goals, right? So Gundogan can play anywhere. If Kessie is playing that defensive role, he can be that box to box or number 8 for you. Uh, and that leadership is required in Barcelona right now. There is all the midfield is pretty young for what they have,
I
and
feel Xavi has a very tough challenge on his hands to replace Busquets, man. I mean, how does he find that profile? The man, the manager, has played with Busquets all his life, and then is
But
the
they
manager
already
having to
have an
replace
answer.
But
Busquets.
They
I
already
mean,
have an answer. They already have Frankie in that
yeah,
position. They can,
exactly. Yeah.
control the whole game from there. I think
Mm.
Gundogan will still play the position which he
Hey,
played
man,
for
you just
City.
mentioned we have hope now for United. Now you're saying he's the person to replace Busquets. Hey, man, this is a
No,
conflicted guy. This.
that is just hope.
No,
Anyways,
exactly. No, Frankie does fill in that role, and Busquets,
yeah,
as good as he was getting gold, obviously.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I don't know. I'm not at least in between. In some of the matches, I've heard that Busquets are probably not as good as he should have been. So Frankie was already filling that role. Gundogan, obviously, as everybody has said, comes with the experience of winning the Champions League and everything that is there. And Barcelona has a very young midfield, which probably benefits very, very much with this. So I would say free transfer, fantastic player, and then
Fantastic player.
again,
Yeah,
and
definitely. But
obviously so much experience. That's 10 on 10, I mean.
and
but
he's a
somehow
player for big matches is what I have seen. He's a player for
Yeah.
big occasions,
in that
right?
city
The
Because
system,
mentality,
Amit,
their
he
mentality
always
is
in that
there.
steps
city,
up, man, when it is necessary. He
in
does
that city
the
system,
Havertz as well.
as how Pep implemented Gundogan to his strength, that is the biggest thing. That's why he was able to effect games. But I personally would rate the transfer as a 6 out of 10. He's an amazing player, but I personally feel that he's kind of a misfit to Barcelona because I mean, how do you guys rate? Final poll.
I
I
don't know,
rate
man.
very
See,
highly. I will give it a kind of a 9 out of 10 for
Okay.
Barcelona.
yeah,
Abhay,
That's a
same.
complete transfer.
Which
Jogikar?
one?
I give it a
I
10.
even I feel it's 9 on 10. He's too versatile actually. And sorry, I think he can use it.
No,
profile.
why I rate 6 out of 10 and say it as a misfit is because I have not seen him play in City in that deeper role with that long range passing, because that role was fulfilled by the likes of Bernardo Silva or KDB, other players chip in. His Gundogan jobs was to be in the box, to read the game situation and be. I personally feel Xavi will again copy paste the role from City. I mean, he will implement Gundogan more as a coming off from the bench type of a player in the 60th minute and not as a starter. That's just my take.
Maybe.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So what's Manish's poll is left? How do you rate the transfer, man?
It's bang on 10 on 10. He can play anywhere in the midfield, but
Okay,
he'll
I'm
not be in
just
that deeper role.
Not
alone
bad.
somewhere in the Himalayas,
You
giving
always
it 6 out
used to
of 10.
think, Raja, it's a free transfer, and Barcelona desperately needs good players on free transfer, right?
That's why I rated 6,
Yeah.
man. Otherwise, I would have rated 2. So yeah, matter of
Oh, wow.
perspective, boss.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Who do we have?
who do we have? Next player, guys.
The last player that we have is Kovacic.
Oh,
Um,
Kovacic's transfer just got done with City. Yeah, not a lot of. I don't see a lot of Twitter, lot of people on
hype and
Twitter
all that.
saying how amazing that transfer is. But before us starting of the discussion, I mean, I feel it's a brilliant signing. I mean, it's a, I mean, wonderful deal. I would have Kovacic in the United team at least in a heartbeat. What's your take, guys? I mean,
I would like to start off. The reason why Chelsea fans are not that concerned is, firstly, they're losing a lot of players, right?
okay.
It's
Hmm.
the- Secondly, Kovacic hasn't been that good for the last year. Last year
Okay.
is not been bad. And Kovacic just has 1 year left on his contract, right? When you look at all these three things, and with Kovacic, the thing is he's a very press resistant, very good dribbler, all of
Exactly.
that. But a lot of times I spoke to Chelsea fans, and I've seen it in myself. His passing decision making, his pass decision making is not that good. It's not that good at all, and he has this ability to miss a lot of chances as well. If you see the number of goals he scored over the years, you'll realize that for the matches, the goals to matches ratio is really good.
What do you
Really good.
think the profile of Kovacic is? Is he a box to box or a deep lying midfielder or just in a double pivot role? How do you see him?
I think he can play a box to box, and he can play in a pivot. But if he plays in a pivot, he requires someone to hold his hands, right? Someone who
What would be a better
like
So
fit?
basically, cannot play in a pivot.
He can carry a ball.
exactly.
He's a ball carrier.
He's the ball carrier.
I
He's
personally think he's
press
a
resistant,
physical.
and what I think, I believe, is that he can at least the teams that are that do try to press City, like the teams like United's or Liverpool's, he can break those presses well, and it
He's a
can create
physical
a lot of chances.
specimen, man. A
Can
proper physical specimen. Yeah.
can create a lot of chances for
Yeah.
City breaks when for the teams that are actually pressing.
Interestingly, I think his role he can be in a really good role to this guy from Spurs called Musa Dembele, right?
Oh
Who is
man,
no,
I heard the
no,
same exact name in my mind.
not in terms of physicality, but in terms of press
Yeah.
resistance,
Yes.
shielding the ball,
100%.
and then not being able to make that final pass.
You cannot take the ball off of Musa Dembele, man. Literally.
Yeah. I used to.
Initially,
you
we had
guys-
Musa Dembele, now we
You
have
guys
Pep
remind me
Dembele.
of me, Gini Wijnaldum, you know.
We used to have Musa Dembele, now we have Dembele. Which the full form is not Dembele.
Okay, Abhay. Yeah, I'll let you speak, man. Go ahead. Abhay, Jogekar. अरे यार.
Okay.
ये तो मतलब I have to say.
No,
dude,
you guys were talking about press resistance, and I just thought of Gini Wijnaldum on top of my head and how good he was in that midfield.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean that I would
Perfect
just
profile you picked. Yeah.
Those wet dreams, you know.
like,
So
yeah.
Manish is blank actually. He thinks Kovacic should have come to United. I'm pretty sure of that. pretty freaking sure of that. He's thinking
Now
of that.
this is too much. Everything is not going to United every time. I'm not going to say that again. Like,
Man, that
see,
is my job to say.
Why do you want the Kovacic to play always like? Why are you comparing so with Moussa Dembele and all that? Like he can play forward as well. Like in City, he's not going to play in that holding role or
You mean
anything.
number 9, right?
Not number 9. He's going to play in that role where KDB, Gundogan, those guys play. Because there
No,
is
no.
Rodri,
Yeah,
and
good
he
point.
will
You
play
know,
in
where
that
will he
position.
fit? That's a good point. Where will he fit?
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
because
Hey, hold on. Where will
he
you
could be
fit?
number
Jogekar
8
is
now.
asking where will you fit? Where does Calvin Phillips fit, man? With City? With
On the
City, they
bench.
will keep buying players, man. They
See,
are
as
also
soon
in.
as he said that,
Oh,
right? I thought like midfield is so stacked for City.
totally
Like
stacked.
who are you going to
But
replace him?
No,
Like,
no.
Gundogan has
will he
I'll
said,
even
right? We
play?
have
I don't
to
know.
focus on
hold on.
Pep
I'll let
Guardiola.
Manish answer. Actually, he was
Yeah, Manish,
continuing.
yeah.
Yeah,
What do
go
you
ahead.
think?
see, Gundogan has gone. Now
Mm.
another expected departure is Bernardo Silva. So for
Mhm.
Bernardo Silva, you have Foden. He can play in that
Okay.
position, and
Mhm.
Kovacic can also play in the position where Gundogan played. See, you have Kovacic will
Interesting.
not play. Kovacic will not play between the centre backs. He'll not collect the ball from centre backs and pass it on. There is Rodri
Yeah.
for that. He
Yeah.
will do that. So Kovacic will run. He will do that run from box to box. He will play
Wonderful
that
point,
Gundogan
actually.
role.
Wonderful
Mhm.
point.
Mhm.
Wonderful point.
Because
Yeah.
we have Kevin De Bruyne. He's there, always there. He's a City man. He'll be there. So he'll partner Kevin De
That
Bruyne.
might, Abhay, you
Yeah.
mentioned, right? He has underperformed in recent past in that Chelsea team, right? I mean, Pep could get the best out of Kovacic
No,
in a
he's
different
And
role.
great.
Pep could play anyone. Pep could play Ederson there in the midfield. You cannot
अब
say who is going to play there, but
कोई ज्यादा
ideally
नहीं
I
हो गया?
would want him to play.
नॉयर के ऊपर जाएगा?
No, no, that is
I
actually
don't even disagree with him. You know, that's how bad it is.
Go ahead.
No, but I think he's going to utilize his qualities, that is press resistance and ball carrying. So I think he can fit in for Bernardo Silva also. He can
Yeah.
fit in for Gundogan as well. But as
Yeah.
Manish rightly said, he's not going to be that guy. He's not going to be the Rodri guy. The
Hmm.
Rodri guy, if
100%.
Rodri is injured, is going to be Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
And there's a high chance he's not going to be even the Bernardo guy, because like in the recent tabloids were saying that they plan on bringing Foden where Bernardo was playing in case he leaves. Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think
Okay.
he will take up Gundogan's place. But my question is, looking at his finishing, Gundogan was like finishing a lot of chances.
Oh,
Goals and
he was
assists.
known for that.
Exactly. I'm not sure whether he can fill in that. He's
Yeah.
a much better ball carrier, but in terms of goal and assist, let's see what Pep brings out of him.
Pep can
Yeah.
utilize him well, man. I believe Pep can utilize. Pep is known for playing around the system based on what players he has, right?
And
So
just
he
think
can-
about this, you know, it's just a 25 million signing for cities like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Also,
yeah. So
I
guys,
would,
just a general opinion. How do you rate the transfer? So for me, it's a 7 out of 10, which can gradually increase to 9 or 10, considering the Pep factor. If it were for any other coach, I would rate it 5 or an average transfer. So yeah, I'd rate it 7, going ahead to 9. But yeah, Amit, what do you think of the transfer?
I believe if it's a Gundogan replacement, I don't believe he can do that. But Pep can get a good get a ring out of him. So I will also rate him around 7 as well.
Yeah. Abhay?
Just for the price that he's bought in for, right? And that he's like he's convergent with the Premier League, I would give it an 8.
Okay. Jogekar?
I'd also say 7 based on how he's performed, but I take transfer into account, like the money into account. And in the end, Pep wanted him, so obviously he's going to make the best out of him. He already has plans for him. So
Yeah.
I'd say 7 to 8 out of 10. I mean, this
Manish?
safety man is going to work out him.
Yeah, I would
Manish?
give 6.5 because Man City have just won 3 trophies.
I was
You
hoping
got
who
to-
will add that 0.5. I was just
Yeah,
waiting eagerly.
They won 3 trophies and they have to get even better players. If Gundogan is leaving and they have won 3 trophies, they are now defending champions of 3 trophies. They need
Yeah.
to bring in much more quality to their team.
Yeah.
So in
Yeah.
that aspect, I think it's 6.5.
Yes.
Good point.
Yeah, great. And Kovacic comes as a winner as well with Chelsea. So there is that aura about him as well. So
That's it.
he
Champions League
can tell Pep on to his face that I won the Champions League before you bald idiot.
Also, City
And
has
then
to make a
he'll hold
treaty,
his
right,
3
to-
trophies like this and give it to him.
Also, City has to make a Also, City has to make a team B to play in
Obviously, yeah.
to play
but-
for in the gaps, right?
Yeah,
No,
smaller trophies, right?
but I would like to add another thing. As soon as the Gundogan transfer took place, right? It just took
Mhm.
place, as in the talks took place. It seems that Pep is also going for Declan Rice. So I'm not sure that he's
Exactly.
just
If
banking
City
on
is going
Kovacic
for
for
it,
that role.
he is gone. Sorry.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, no. So I mean, if
Yeah.
City
No,
really
Declan
want,
Rice, where will he play? He'll sit on the bench next to Calvin Phillips.
yeah, I mean, if
Because
if City
City
really
Yeah.
want
they
a
team
player,
Bs.
no, if
They
City
are
really
fine
want
with
Rice, if
Mhm.
City really want Rice, I cannot say they will get it. It depends actually the scenario, because Calvin Phillips is Rice's teammate, and he knows that the playing time was largely reduced, irrespective of what reputation Calvin Phillips brought to City. So Pep can do that to you. I don't think Rice at this stage of his career can afford that. But yeah, I mean, that is up for debate once the transfer goes through, guys. So we will wait for that,
Yeah,
and we'll complete this particular episode of top hot transfers that are completed in the Premier League or across Europe. Thanks everyone for watching. I mean, please subscribe to the channel if you really like it, and share your comments and feedback, and do like and subscribe and share with others as well. Thanks, guys. Tada. Peace.
Right.